Does he have headphones?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's listening.
1.
Oh, that's stupid. My lord.
Everyone's stupid.
Yeah, everybody's dumb.
I need my Googler
Yeah.
and my nicotine.
God. Yeah, I don't understand why does everybody have to fucking abbreviate everything? As if it's so much of a burden that they gotta say the whole word,
Dude.
you know?
Like, no one is worse of it than the United States government.
Like, it seems really sus. And I used it in the right, God. Well, the U.S. government uses it for, like, all their alphabet boy. I mean, all their, you know. That I get, because those things are like 700 words long, or letters.
I guess what it's like. But what's hilarious is they make the acronym and then they sound it out. Like, they're like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
like,
only on some.
You know what my favorite is? Like, we haven't talked to you guys in a while. We've had an inauguration. We have a new Secretary of Defense, and they'll just say SecDef. I'm like,
SecDef.
I'm like,
the government's
like,
I feel like that comes from like the guys, the lower guys up though. Like if you hear Sean Ryan's podcast, like, or if you hear Sean Ryan's pod, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I swear I'm not gonna do it. It's the last time. And he talks to like a bunch of team guys or whatever, and they all say shit like that, like SecDef, like and I think it's like just their way of being able to get through a conversation quicker. Or like to the point faster.
Yeah, but then
because
like,
they 100% have other names for them that they're not gonna say.
My favorite thing is when they're like, they'll say something like, "Yeah, so we went to the like General and Command's Forward Operating Post, the JICFWIB, the Jinwok Fab." I'm like, okay, guys, can't we pick one? Say one or say the other.
JFOB.
Yeah, it's like, like we're going to the FOB, the Forward Operating Base. Okay, that's perfect. We get that. You don't have to say them both though.
But they'll use both in the same sentence.
Yeah, I know.
Like they'll use FOB and FOB in the same.
Yeah.
Or they'll. Yeah, you hear that a bunch.
They'll be like, so we were at the Forward Operating Base, and while we were at the FOB, I'm like just pick one and stick with it.
Right. I was really confused there for a while, like when Elon and everybody was getting involved in this whole deal with the government, and they were going to start the Department of Government Efficiency, and they kept calling it Doge, and I'm like, am I buying crypto? Like,
well, before that it was a meme, remember?
It still is.
That's what started the meme coin. Doge.
Yeah, Dogecoin. Doge's been around for a long time, though. Yeah. Way longer than the Department of fucking whatever.
Well, yeah, it's like 6 months old.
No, well, yeah, that is. I'm just saying, like, it was super confusing because Elon's got coins, the president's got coins. He's got the Trump official coin.
Just make shit up.
Started at $7, shot up to 80. Now it's back down to 30. Everybody's freaking out.
Yeah, he just make shit up. That's why
I am so fucking confused what those coins are.
Those coins are
fucking
nothing.
Confused. Bitcoin's just hammering it, 105,000.
That's the thing is like, I don't think you're ever going to see one of those coins. Doesn't matter, Bitcoin or fucking blast your asshole coin, whatever. Mm-hmm. None of those are ever going to take over as like a world,
like a form of currency.
Yeah, like a world currency.
Yeah. So I mean, Bitcoin is the only one really. I mean,
and I mean, I know
you can use it with PayPal. PayPal takes it.
Right.
So like, and there's plenty of other people that take it, but that's massive. Like for PayPal to take it, that's huge.
And they had freaking ATMs for a while, and a lot of utility companies were taking it there for a while. But I don't think we're ever going to see it be like the national traded currency.
I tell you what, the people that took it early, if they kept it, they are loving life. Because they were taking that shit at like when it was like 10 grand or even less. Now it's 105,000.
Oh, I remember
kept it
because the first time I ever heard of crypto was from our partners at work that worked on the yard. Mm-hmm. Phoenix. Why they call that guy Phoenix? You know what I'm talking about?
Rose from the ashes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was telling me about it, and that was when Bitcoin was at like 20 grand a coin.
Yeah.
And like he was explaining to me, and I'm like, so it's just the stock market with stuff that isn't tangible or real. Yep.
It gets real weird when you start talking about mining Bitcoin.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore.
Well, I know, but
they've put a cap on.
They put a cap on it.
On like how much is out there.
Yeah, because nerds
can do it.
We're buying up all
Bitcoin
the fucking
farms.
Yeah, they were buying up all the hardware necessary to build computers, and no one could get anything.
Yeah,
it shot like the. I mean, they're still super high. But like video cards, like NVIDIA stuff or G4. I mean, there's a billion of them out there. But like when I went to go build a computer, this is like when we were both still in Cali.
Yeah.
And I was looking at graphics cards.
Oh yeah.
And they had like tripled. Yeah. And I'm like, this is the dumbest. Like, I'm not spending $1,800 on a fucking graphics card because some fucking pile of nerds decided to start mining fucking
entire
Bitcoin.
Room.
Yeah, fuck off.
Giant server.
Yeah. And like people were buying them and then selling them like a month later for fucking triple.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
It's still ridiculous. But yeah, that's why I mean, realistically, that's probably why they capped them. Because people were just buying every fucking graphics card and a bunch of other shit, but graphics cards were the most dominant piece of hardware that they were utilizing.
Like essentially, like Bitcoin as a currency would be like using stocks as a currency.
Which effectively you can do now. I mean, people have been doing that for a while only because like before. So I've got into this a little bit deeper over the last like 6 months, but like, there was this time, and I know you remember this too. Like, again, we were both in California at the time. Do you remember when, like, Raymond James and Merrill Lynch and Charles Schwab, like all these companies started offering checking accounts?
Yes.
Okay. And then company like Merrill Lynch got bought by Bank of America, or they merged, but really it was. And then, so like all these companies kind of like linked up with these massive banks, or they started offering checking accounts, and you could put your money into a checking account, savings account at this, company that predominantly or only did like wealth management.
Right.
And then they started offering like higher percentage rates on your savings accounts, like 4.5%, which is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
like, compared to like a basic bank that gives you like 0.004 or whatever the fuck. And like all these companies started like aligning themselves with these big banks like Chase and Fidelity and like all, and you started seeing that. So you knew where it was going, where you could buy and sell stock. You could bring that, you could put it right back into your checking account that was with that same company. And the money was never being brought anywhere else. It was all just kind of like part of their ethos, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they were using it to trade.
Which was brilliant for those companies to do this because, again, like when we talk about this a lot, it's a weird parallel, but we talk about this a lot, like with the new website that we're putting together, which we still haven't launched yet because it just gets crazier and crazier. But like how we talk about, we don't want the consumer, like we don't want our guy, like anyone that goes to our website, we don't want to put like a link to the website or in the website that would go somewhere else.
Sure.
So like we want to keep everything in-house, and that's a strategy that most people try and employ.
Yeah.
So like you're not sending them to YouTube.
Right.
You're embedding that video in the website so they don't ever leave the website.
Yeah.
It's the same proposition basically.
Yeah.
Same theory behind that is that when you sell a bunch of stock, it just goes into your checking account that's at that financial institution, and they are still using that money to hedge. Yeah. Right. And so, yeah, even fucking Robinhood has it now. Yeah. Like they've got accounts. Yeah. I have I have a medium-sized Robinhood account that I use just for crypto for the most part. Yeah. Because they seem to have like a pretty good variety of that stuff. And now they have like a 4.5% APR or like all this stuff you want to start. And it's like at what point, like how many bank accounts do you fucking need, man? Yeah. Like I've got so many. I've got one. Oh God. Yeah. I wish.
I mean, I have a checking and savings. I'll link to one.
Yeah.
One button.
I got checking and savings at Chase. I have 2 checking accounts and a savings account at Bank of America. I have an account that I have Fidelity. I have Robinhood. Like, it's just banana. It's just, I finally shut down my Raymond James account. Like, I'm trying to like consolidate everything,
right.
and I'm trying to figure out like what's best.
Yeah.
Because I just moved.
Is there an app that keeps all those in one pot?
Sure would be sweet. We should make an app for that.
Yeah.
I wish. I mean, so like, the reason that I went to, it's so stupid. So
I gotta by the way, don't forget, I have a fucking axe to grind. Continue.
Okay. So my Chase account is easy for everything except for if I need to go to a bank.
Right.
Which is very few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got a couple of those checks, when I got rid of my Raymond James account, I had to either physically go to Chase and deposit it because my daily deposit limit for digital wasn't enough. So, or I had to open up a B of A account, which I already have a B of A account because of the estate account. So I just added or whatever. And then I realized that I could have just put it in the estate account. So that was fucking dumb. And they're right there in Hickson. So like I could go by there. Like I could physically go by the bank if I needed to, which I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty smart. And then I started using the Bank of America app. Well, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like Chase is so much easier.
Yeah.
So now I'm actually considering like.
Yeah, the Catholic Church does a bunch of stuff really good, lying to people, stuff like that, building empires. Not good at running an app, though.
No.
Yeah. They still own Bank of America?
I don't know.
Give that
a great question.
I'll give that a goog.
I mean, I know.
I like talking. Does the Catholic Church still own Bank of America? America is all Google got out of that.
Well.
America is all, it got that part. Does the Catholic Church still own Bank of America? Catholic Church is not a unitary entity. Okay.
But it has a fuck ton of money.
Also known as the Institute of Work of Religion, the Vatican Bank is a private bank. Okay, we don't give a shit about that. Huh. Does not own a piece of Bank of America. No doubt many parishes may have retirement or investment funds. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. I think.
Heavily influenced.
Yeah. Heavily influenced. Yeah, so now I'm thinking about just, I don't know. It's fucking stupid. I don't need that. I don't want that many accounts. Like, it sucks to have to, like, bounce back and forth.
Yeah,
it's just
wild.
so stupid.
I would have a fucking anxiety attack.
I did the other night, actually. I was like, this is fucking dumb. Because now I'm considering, so have you heard this new trend? Okay. Do you have your axe to grind?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to prelude it with like a bunch of other things.
Okay.
Like I was going to say, like guys haven't had an episode in a while because me and Paul have lives that don't revolve around this podcast because we don't get paid from this podcast. Probably never will because we get banned on everything. Although Trump now being our president
might open it up.
Maybe we'll get a YouTube view or two.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you talk about fucking fish and stuff like that, they just really tend to take you off of YouTube, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. We could put it on X. We don't have an X account. I mean, you can do anything you fucking want there. Might actually get some traction on X.
Yeah, and that's okay. Like we basically do this because it's fun. However, so we have a new president now, inaugurated on the 20th of January, as per the usual. Mm-hmm. So you guys we haven't talked about that at all. It's been a while since you guys heard from us. My axe to grind will kind of prelude with like, new things and new laws coming in. Well, I'm just going to show you guys. I'm going to go here. Here's my phone, right? You guys can't see it probably, but you can zoom in or something. What I'm currently going to do is I'm going to go to Pornhub.
Oh.
Pornhub.com. Oh, what? My favorite. My Pornhub site now just has a story for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to just jerk off to words like I'm in 1847. Yeah. Do you want me to read it?
It's not even good. It's not even good words.
Nope.
It's words about how in Tennessee
I'm going to read it
anymore.
Dear user. It should say Dear Masturbator. As you may know, I love how they really fucking try to stick them. As you may know, your elected officials in Tennessee are requiring us to verify your age before allowing you to access our website. Now, that was supposed to take effect January 1st. It got blocked before the holidays. It got postponed, and we were all still good. Then on the 14th, it was ratified, I guess is the word you would use, that you have to verify it.
Oh, okay.
Verify age.
Got it.
Now, I don't care. I just truly don't care. There's an app you can download. It scans your face, which I was very reluctant to do. But it was like, either scan my face or scan your driver's license.
I'm not doing that. Yeah.
So I'm like, look, there's face scanners everywhere anyways. I'm already fingerprinted into the federal government. It's not like I'm going to do something and no one's going to know who I am. You know what I mean? So I was like, you can scan my face and determine that I am over the age of 18. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And let's not forget, it's just porn anyway.
Right. Okay, so while safety and compliance are the forefront of our mission, giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform is not the most effective solution for protecting our users, and in fact will put children and your privacy at risk. You're lying.
Yeah.
In addition, mandating age verification without proper enforcement gives platforms the opportunity to choose whether or not to comply. Agreed. As we've seen in other states, this just drives traffic to sites with far fewer safety measures in place. Agreed. Very few sites are able to compare to the robust trust and safety measures we currently have in place. Probably agreed. I don't know that to be fact, but they're the biggest porn site in the world. I would imagine that's true. To protect children and users' privacy, any legislation must be enforced against all platforms offering adult content. Agreed. The safety of our users is one of our biggest concerns. We believe that the best and most effective solution for protecting children and adults alike is to identify users by their device and allow access to age-restricted materials and websites based on that identification. Which essentially means Pornhub wants to be able to identify you through your phone, as if your child is never going to get your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Until a real solution is offered, we have made the difficult decision to completely disable access to our website in Tennessee. How fucking dare you?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Please contact, this is my favorite part of the whole thing. Please contact your state representative before it's too late and demand device-based verification solutions to make the internet safer while also respecting your privacy. So I got to call my senator or congressman and be like, look, man, I'm trying to beat my dick off here and you guys are really fucking it up.
Look, man, the reason that I jerk off to porn on the website is because I can't just watch videos of me fucking my wife all the time.
Here's the deal. I jerk off to porn on this website, and I need you to let back in so that I don't use the Second Amendment as it's intended to be and kill all of you at the state capitol, okay?
There's something to be said for that. Less angry people.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Beat off, feel better.
You got to clean the pipes out, man.
It is literally that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is, because like Pornhub just said, fuck it, we're out.
Yeah.
For now. So like now I have to go use other sites, and like I can just use the age identification app there. It's fine.
I went to XNXX.
Yeah, I went to Xhamster.
Yeah, and you can just say, they just ask you if you're 18. I'm like, yep.
Oh yeah, so they're still, see, that's what Pornhub's addressing, is like they're going to be the target because they're the most popular.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I go to Xhamster, they required it, use the app. Good.
Yeah.
Roll through it.
Right.
But still, I mean, like, what are we fucking doing here? This is gonna roll into my next axe to grind. And I don't even know, it's not really an axe I have to grind because I don't know how to grind it.
Yeah.
It was the TikTok thing. Yeah. It's the same kind of deal we got going on here.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
So I got more information on that than I do with the Pornhub thing, because for me,
the only thing I have on the Pornhub is that I can't beat my dick off on Pornhub.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
That's what I have.
I remember seeing that last month. I remember seeing
yeah, because it was saying like you have 15 days.
And I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, but
because they make it so easy, and they kept
reels. Saying like
reels are the shit.
Yeah, they kept saying like 12 days you're gonna have to age verify. I'm like, that's fine. You can verify my age. Whatever. You going to look see my dick? I don't know what to. I don't want to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are looking at my dick anyways.
Yeah. Seriously.
Like, I don't care.
You telling me you're not using my video? You're fucking nuts. Just
fuck off. What if you could click a button, like a box on Pornhub that says you agree you agree to let us use the camera footage from your phone as you're on our website.
Right.
And they started releasing videos
of like jerking.
Yeah, side by side to what they're watching. And then giving you a portion of the proceeds.
Oh, that'd be great.
Fuck.
We just gave you guys a whole different deal.
Yeah, just open it in Tennessee. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what's crazy. So I went to it again and I saw it. I'm like, this is fucking bananas. And I'm like this so like, is this what we're really going after right now?
Seriously.
Like, this is what we're doing? Like in Tennessee? Come on, man.
I know there's like a fucking Christian Moms for No Porn like group that's like really for this. Yeah. But like
yeah, Graham Allen all of a sudden is anti-porn. That dude like 5 years ago was like,
are we really like, I would love to talk to somebody who actually knows, like, are our kids' lives really being ruined by porn? Like, put the fucking parental blockers on.
Yeah, people talk about that quite a bit. I see that a lot. Like and their point is like that it's they're trying to imitate like art imitating life, so to speak, like where you're like, I don't know, grabbing some chick's hair and just like face slapping her,
pissing on her face or something.
I mean, like there's some weird shit. Like, dude, okay,
it was the same thing with video games.
Well, and that's what I was about to parallel. It's like, and you guys think this, some people might think this is a ridiculous parallel, but it's not. Like because for a really long time they were paralleling kids that were playing fucking
violent video
games like
Grand Theft Auto was under the,
that was one of them, and the other one was COD, sorry, and then they were gonna go, and then they blamed the reason that they shot up a school or shot up a fucking mall or whatever on the fact they played video games. Like, all right, dude, like I played a bunch of Gran Turismo. Like, I don't rip around the fucking city at buck 20 sliding through corners trying to fuck with people. Or
trying to earn my Class A license.
Yeah. I'm also not, I also don't think I'm fucking Sonic the Hedgehog either.
Seriously.
I don't paint myself blue and run around like an idiot.
Yeah,
like
I also don't avoid banana peels on the highway because I think I'm going to spin out like Mario Kart.
Right. I mean, come on, man. Like I get it. Games have got to the point where they're like uber realistic.
Yeah, but they were having this conversation.
20, 30 years ago, maybe even longer than that. You know, I mean, the first conversation that you would hear, a lot of arguments you'd hear is, that's going to ruin your brain. Now you got people making,
millions of dollars,
billions of dollars. I mean,
it's the industry as a whole, is a billion.
Yeah. So it's like, the same thing with porn, man. If you can't, or you could say it about R-rated movies. You could say it about any movie. Mm-hmm. Look, man, like at the end of the day, if you allow, as a parent, you don't put restrictions on your kids' phones so that they can't get to stuff like that, that's on fucking you, man.
Yeah.
That's not on them. They're gonna grind as hard as they can to try and get to some shit that they need, because that's just the way kids are. That's the way fucking human beings do.
And then they're gonna be like, well, about their friends or their parents don't put it. Like, what are they gonna do?
I don't know.
Come on, dude.
Man, fucking learn how to parent.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
I'm just saying.
At the end of the day, here's the deal, man. And people don't want to fucking hear this, but at the end of the day, if your kid's fucked up and is going to let Grand Theft Auto turn him into someone who walks around the street with a rifle and kills hookers, that was going to happen. Something was going to happen to that kid anyways.
Yeah, or like go bring your kid out and like do family things.
Yeah.
Like understand that you as a fucking parent, the adult, and I use that, air quotes because some of you fucking aren't, but like,
sure.
I mean, it's your job as a fucking parent to teach your kids. It's on you to teach your kids right and fucking wrong. It hasn't changed since the dawn of fucking time. Hasn't changed. The habits, the mentality, the thought process, all that shit comes from you. Or what you don't do. So consider that also.
Here's another parallel. Like, when you start letting your kid watch a scary movie, whatever it is, like the first scary movie I remember watching was Child's Play, Chucky. Mm-hmm. And it was like, but my mom was like, we know this isn't real. These are movies. Like, it's not real. It's going to scare the shit out of your little bitch ass. But, again, not real. The same conversation can be had with video games. Look, this is fantasy. You are playing this. This is not real life.
Right.
The same thing can be had with Pornhub.
Yeah.
Your fucking kid's 14. You think he's not beating that dick off 18 times a day?
Yeah.
Bro, this is not real.
Yeah. 12-year-olds don't take 45-minute showers. Just FYI.
Yeah. This is acting. This is not real. It's the same thing with horror movies. The same thing with video games.
Same thing with any movie.
The same thing with any movie. Nothing is real.
TV shows, all this stuff.
Yeah, it's not real. Kids don't have a problem understanding that.
It's up to you as a parent to tell them and to keep telling them and teach them that these things aren't real, that this is not real life.
Yeah.
You know, you don't
none of this stuff's going. Video games aren't going away.
You don't take
violent
your
movies aren't going away.
And raw dog her in front of a fucking group of people.
Yeah.
It's just not that's not what you do.
You don't sit her in the bathtub and piss all over her.
Yeah, that's not.
Unless she wants it.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you, bud.
Yeah. Go
drink lots of water. I don't know.
Seriously. Yeah. Don't eat asparagus. It's just like
no coffee that day.
I just think it's we've gone so far to the extreme as a culture to take the accountability out of us.
Yes.
And lay it on somebody else's lap that has nothing to do with our kids.
Yep.
Because like we won't take the accountability. We won't say that it is our fault, which is fucking nuts, man. It is directly because of us and what we do and don't do as parents. If my kid's a dick, if my kid does something he's not supposed to do, it's because I wasn't part of the solution.
Correct.
I didn't tell him that that's not right or her that's not right. I didn't explain what life is.
And they're going to make mistakes and you just correct them when they do.
That's what it is, man. Like, but teaching them early about what's real and what's not, that's one of the most important lessons you can fucking teach a kid. Yeah. Number one. Number two, like I'm never going to blame someone else for the way my kid was raised.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
It's wild, dude.
It's crazy.
The accountability, you're right. It all comes down to accountability. And like we have done for like the past probably longer, but like what I can see, probably like 20 years.
For sure. 20 years.
Like,
yeah,
we have been doing everything in our power as an American people, probably as the world. I don't know. Can't speak to them as much. To take accountability away from yourself and put it onto either other people or other entities or other, government officials or companies or whatever it is. Like and this is like the last 10 years has gotten crazy with fat people. I mean, these motherfuckers are just like, oh, well, if you guys didn't make fucking Doritos, I wouldn't be fat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Doritos like pretty close to the lettuce.
Yeah. I didn't have, if we didn't have water, we wouldn't be clean.
Right.
I just like, it's a weird thing. 20 years is a good marker. Now, here's the other theory. Well, I wouldn't say here's the other side of it, but here's also what I agree with on this same kind of subject. It is also completely insane what you can do with this now.
True.
So with that being said, like
your phone, the
phone, the way that you can get to things, what you can see, what you can do on that phone is absolutely fucking wild compared to what you could do. Well, 10 years ago, we'll call it 20 because 20 is really a good number there. So if I was a kid now, I would be way more apt to be a complete psychopath.
Yeah.
Because of what I could get to. However, if we as parents don't adapt to that, because we do the same fucking thing, like we are adapting constantly to the changing technologies and the ways that people, like we ourselves do that. Mm-hmm. If we don't teach our kids that and we don't put in place these fucking firewalls.
Sure.
for them to not be able to get through, once again, it's still on us. And I'm not saying that it's way harder now, way harder now than it was 20 years ago to shut that kind of shit down. I get it 100% because it's so easy to find stuff. Fuck, you can Google stuff that you shouldn't be able to Google, really.
100%.
That being said, though, it's still on us.
Yeah.
It's still, we can't, if you still are going to, if you're trying to lay that in somebody else's lap as if they're the ones raising your kids, there's the problem.
Yeah.
There's the problem because no one else raised your kids except for you, maybe your immediate family, really good friends and whoever, and like the teachers at school, like there's a community, and I get that, but it's like, if you're not controlling that on some level, that is your fault. There's also another piece of this that goes with that. That's like the other side of that kind of argument that like I've been preaching since my daughter was born. And I never hear anyone else saying it, like any people that like really have a voice. And that's what I think is like what I always say. And like, this is an easy one to use, is like, if my daughter's like, I try not to curse around my daughter as like much as I would be like if I'm with my friends or at work or, you know, out and about, like with my wife. Like I try to do that just so that I just think it's kind of like a respect thing. I mean, like my parents would try not to around me. And it's like, I don't want her to like, I mean, if she could go around life not having fuck as every other third word like I do, I think that's just better. Yeah, she's better off.
You're definitely better off. You don't sound retarded.
Yeah, you don't.
So that's what. Ignorant. So trying to limit my curse words around her, that's the reason why. Mm-hmm. Now, what I also am a fan of is like, I want her to. I'm not like, don't ever say a curse word around her because I don't want her to know that word. I would rather her know the word, have said the word in context, and me be like, we just don't use those words because they're not appropriate. Yeah. I want her to understand the word, understand why it's bad, and her to make the choice not to say it because she wants to make the choice not to say it, not because I say no. Or because you never taught her it, or she doesn't know. That's what I'm saying. So it's like the same thing with like I can use porn. Like it's weird to say with a daughter. Like if you had like your son, we'll just use like if you have a son, and you're like, look, man, like this is what this is, right? You're gonna see it. You probably already seen it at school on the weird kid's phone. Yeah. Like he's probably beating off in the back of class. We get it. We all have that friend. He's got his dick out all the time for some weird reason. Right. That's fine. This is what that is. You can make your choice, man. Yeah. Like, you have to understand this is not real. This is a horror movie, essentially. Yeah. It's not real. But this is your choice, man. Like, you understand that this is not how it goes in real life. But this is what this is. Make your choice. Right. And that's why I think, like, a huge part of, like, younger kids today, and it seems like we have this... I'm going to pull Trump back into this, but it seems like this new kind of generation that's like between the millennials and whatever the next one was is kind of starting to understand that. And I think that has come up with this, like the trans nonsense and like, just like, I mean, really like the dictatorship we've seen over the past like 15 years or so, like since like I think that's starting to click with some of these people, and you're starting to see a lot more of that now of them taking accountability and like personal accountability and like making decisions for yourself, right, that are better for you, or making the decision to do something that maybe like watch porn or say curse words or whatever, knowing that there might be repercussions for it, right, but you're making the decision for you. Again, it's personal accountability. Like that is something I think we're missing for a while. I think you could sum this up honestly with like one really good lesson that you just continually preach to like your daughter and my daughter and son. It's pretty simple in my book. Very simple. I continue and will always continue to preach to these kids, whether it's yours or mine,
same thing. You're on the same page with this. You got to teach them respect.
Yeah.
You have to teach your kids how to respect themselves and how to respect other people around them. And all of the things that me and you have just said really come back to that. Like, you can watch that site, you can watch horror movies and watch them fucking slicing people or whatever. None of which is respectful.
Sure.
None of that is respectful. And if you tell them, if you teach them that look, you know that that's not how you treat people, right?
Right.
You understand that this is fake. You understand that this is just for show. This is a movie. This is not real. But if you're always talking to the kids about how to respect people, please, thank you, yes sir, yes ma'am.
Yep.
You know, how to treat women, how to treat men, how to treat women, how to treat people around you. All of that's respect. All of it is. Yeah. And if your kids understand, if they grow up learning about how to respect people, none of that stuff's even going to factor in. None of it's going to factor in.
It's null and void.
Because they know that that's not real. That's not that you don't do that to people. That's not a respectful person. Right. That's not what respectful people do. Yeah. So they can draw that line, and it's very simple. It's not an overly complicated thing to learn. And in fact, it's one of the easiest things to understand is if you punch somebody in the face, is that respectful? No, on its face, it's not. No pun intended. Hey now, that's not a respectful thing to do. Right. So, and all those lessons, whether it's cussing, whether it's watching porn, whether it's watching a horror movie, whether it's playing a video game and trying to emulate it in person, like all those things they come right back to that. Like, like you have to understand what respect is.
It all comes down to if you're doing your job as a parent, none of it matters.
That's it. And it's simple. It really is not overly complicated. Yeah, it's just if you ingrain into your kids that this is what respectful people do. Like, again, I'm bad with, me and you both are as far as cursing and stuff like that. But my kids already know. Now, my kids are a little bit farther along than yours because just from the age gap, but which isn't much, but it's crazy.
It's
now.
Crazy how well
it's and they all kind of grew up together, sort of, especially over the last couple of years. What I've noticed is like there's this thing from 0 to 4, and then from 4 on is just so crazy.
Yeah, like every year is like another person.
Yeah. Fuck, it could be every 6 months. Yeah. It's so weird, and that's really like it's kind of hard to like keep up with sometimes. Yeah. You're like, whoa, like, and their retention and their understanding of things that you don't think they understand, like all that stuff just gets thrown out of the window, man. So yours gonna, like, we're gonna see it unfold in front of us too, obviously, and we've already kind of seen it with the twins and how there's like this, all of a sudden it's just like this huge thing, like a huge gap. And you're like, whoa, that's crazy. And I think it has a lot to do with like, reading.
Yeah.
I think
school,
your brain kicks into like this other thing.
You start processing more information.
And now like all this stuff starts getting thrown at you. Yeah. And they're able to grab it all. Like we can't. Like you throw me 5 things, you're lucky if I get 2 of them, son. Like you need to wrap back around for them other 3. Meanwhile you can throw the kids 10 things and they're like, yeah, no problem. And it's like, what? It's a weird thing, but yeah, again, it's pretty simple. Just respect. I mean, and learn how to teach that maybe that's the problem.
Well, respect is the easy one because it turns into integrity and accountability.
Yeah. It all just kind of trickles into that. That's kind of the base layer. Yeah. And it's just like
respect is the foundation.
Yeah, it is. It just like you, just absolutely fucking blows me away. Yeah, and it's ridiculous these guys are.
What's funny is like I hate to use it because it's a hot phrase, but like the cancel culture is like not just this person said, and now we cancel him. But also, like, it's also rolls over to, like, we said, like, oh, video games show violence. They must make kids violence. We need to get rid of them.
Right.
Porn must make kids sex addicts, so we need to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. That's a weird thing.
It's a weird thing. I
couldn't do it. I tried to figure out what time
I can do it because I have a Samsung, and I got Moon Zoom. You know what I'm saying?
To this. Listen to this. Here we go.
There we go. Oh, that's not the right button.
Moon Zoom.
I don't know if... Oh, hello. Look at that beautiful face. That's me.
It is, too.
Oh, no, I'm not on the right. I'm not... Okay. Where is it? Top right?
I can't remember.
I can see all the numbers, but I don't see the record time.
Damn it.
40 minutes and 17 seconds.
Okay, perfect.
Damn. Zoom, baby.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah. You guys might fake moon pictures, but I can still zoom in like a bitch.
Good for you, man.
Thanks, man.
Good for
I
you.
really appreciate it. Yeah. I would like to jerk off on Pornhub again. That'd be sweet.
I went to XNXX.
Yeah.
And I was cool with it. I mean, it was fine. That's some old school shit. I haven't had that. I haven't looked at that in a long time. I tell you what, though, Pornhub, they have their reels. Mm-hmm. What do they call them? The quickies? The
quickies, yeah.
Good one.
Something like that.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, man. I mean,
it's perfect, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, straight to the action, couple minutes long, boom, boom, you're just on to the next one. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it. Not anymore, because I can't.
It's fucking ridiculous.
One more thing you fags have taken away from me.
That leads me into the TikTok thing. Let's finish on that.
Yeah.
And then we'll speak about other things.
Yeah, because I've got a few more, but we'll talk about those in the other one. So the TikTok thing.
So Biden signed to ban it and then decided at the last second to pardon 8 million people and also say, no, I'm not actually going to do that with the TikTok thing. And then it went after.
Yeah. And
it backed off. Sorry. Yeah. It went for 18 hours and then he was like, no.
Mm-hmm. So what I found in this, obviously, this is pretty easy. I am not on TikTok actively at all.
This phone's never, ever had it.
What's interesting is so I do think there needs to be something.
Wait, let's start at the bottom here.
Okay.
Let's start at the bottom before we start throwing in things like that.
Got it.
Is this a First Amendment issue?
Freedom of speech?
I mean, it is. Social media is speech.
Yes, but that is not what this is.
Hold on now.
Okay.
The argument to keep it is it's a First Amendment issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The argument to get rid of it is that it is absolutely Chinese spyware.
Yes.
Okay, we know that.
Yes.
Okay. So here's the issue. Is it okay for a government to ban an app or a company or a business and tell all the Americans they cannot partake in that app, business, or company for national security reasons? Go.
This is the only social media app that's not American.
Correct.
And
that we use widely here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go down the list.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, X.
Yeah. And Facebook and Instagram are all owned by Zuck. And WhatsApp.
Meta. WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Also encrypted.
Yeah.
X,
also, apparently the
Elon.
best encrypted one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Besides Signal. Well, actually, I think
Tucker unfortunately didn't.
Yeah. So
we all know it is impossible.
Anyway.
It's impossible. It is almost impossible. Not impossible. It is extremely difficult for the government to hack an encrypted messaging app.
Yes.
Almost impossible. Unfortunately, if they hack your phone and can mirror your phone, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We know that. Okay.
So my point is this. Okay. Is it illegal? Or is it against? Is it you asked?
Is this a constitutional environment?
Yeah.
Infraction.
Is it a constitutional? Yeah. So the problem is that a Chinese app doesn't abide by those rules.
Correct.
If you go to TikTok knowing that all of your information
every single one
is every single bit of data that you put in there is being utilized for.
I mean, if you read the terms of agreements, I can't do it because it's thousands of pages long. Mm-hmm. It's essentially saying, as soon as you download this, we have everything in your phone, your pictures, your text messages, your geo data, your everything, your passwords, and it's all here.
The problem was that they didn't tell anybody that.
Yeah.
Where Facebook, Instagram, X has to, because it's an American-based company that has to abide by those laws.
Yes.
The Chinese government does not. And you, as a user of TikTok, just went for it because you thought that was the next best thing. On you. Do I think it's a national security issue? On some level, absolutely it is.
100%.
It's 100%. But
if you don't think it's strategic to know how many users are on TikTok in America,
a lot.
Like, what was it, like 100 million or 200?
At least 150 million, I'm sure. 100 to 150.
It doesn't matter if you use it. If it's on you, if you've already downloaded it and accepted it, it's already there.
Yeah.
So if you don't think it's strategic for a foreign government to know exactly where everybody is at any given time.
Oh, we're not even asking that.
I'm just saying, like,
yeah, it's crazy.
For people that want to make the argument that it's not a strategic military.
It's crazy. Anyway. Is it a violation of our First Amendment rights? No, I don't think so. So it's not about free speech. It's about a government that has all of your information, is utilizing it.
Right.
Is utilizing it for whatever they want.
Correct.
Okay? And it has the U.S. government didn't. It had nothing to do with the First Amendment on that level. It's national security, but we are free to download whatever we want.
Right.
Whatever we want. So, but they had so many violations. Like, they violated so many American laws. They should have been able to shut it down. They did it with Wawusa or whatever.
Huawei. I was going to say that.
They did it with all that, and they did it because it didn't comply with.
For those of you that don't know, Huawei is a Chinese communications company that the United States government was paying to set up towers. Mm-hmm. And they were setting up these cell towers so that Huawei, a communications company like Verizon, could come in and people could buy Huawei phones and use their communication system. What we found out is that Huawei was putting up these cell towers and lines next to military bases, as you would if you were connecting a cellular, system, and they had fucking hacking material and spyware in them, and they were spying on our military bases through their telecommunications systems outside of our military bases.
And everybody that wanted a phone that had a Huawei.
Everybody that wanted a Huawei phone, and their phones are fucking awesome.
They're incredible.
And the United States government said, no mas, no Huawei in the United States.
Yeah.
That is the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. And no one batted an eye at Huawei.
Nope, no one cared.
You know why? Because no one had one yet.
You know why else? Because everybody already had fucking phones and it wasn't that big of a fucking deal. But now there's so many people on TikTok and everybody's dancing, shaking their fucking ass. The thing is, again, man, like, if that's what you want to do, just know that all of your shit, and that's where I would be if I was the U.S. government. At this point, I would be like, fine, you want to fucking use it? It's fucking weird, man. It's a weird deal because it's already in bed. It's already there.
That's what I'm saying. And like, our good friend of the podcast, Steve, made the point to me. We had a huge conversation about this. Made the point that like up to 50,000 Americans solely make their living off of TikTok, whether it be their businesses or just being an influencer or whatever. All of their money comes from TikTok, and the government would be essentially taking that away.
Sure.
I mean, I'm pretty harsh in that. I just say get a fucking real job. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, for me, like
but
it
I
sucks
understand
that all those people that were here working on those towers that got also.
You're right. I mean, how many linemen got fucking fired from that job?
Bummer. And again, that wasn't their fault.
No,
it had nothing to do with it. And that even more so than the whole TikTok superstar thing. They're making a living just running line, doing that shit and they work for a company that got banned, got pulled. Now they got to go find another job. I feel way worse about those guys than chicks that are shaking their ass on TikTok. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah,
but I'm the same way as you. I don't give a shit. Like, that's your job. Great. Go figure out how to do it on Instagram and Facebook. Because here's the thing. As soon as TikTok shuts down for sure, for real, and if that ever happens, then all those guys are just going to go to X, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah.
And they're going to make the same. They're going to still make money because people are going to find them on TikTok. Or they're going to find them there. Which, by the way, they already have.
People have those.
They already have them. Yeah. So what it's going to do is drive somebody, whether it's Elon or whether it's Zuck. To make this from an American-based company that allows you to do the same shit as TikTok. And then that's how that works. That's TikTok's gone. Whoop, gone. You're pieced out.
Yeah.
And do I think it should be? Fuck yeah, man. If they're using it against us, which 100% they are, fucking peace out,
the
man.
company that owns is called
Fuck
ByteDance.
Yeah.
CEO ByteDance is, I mean, people are like, it's not owned by the Chinese government. No, you're right. It is not owned by the government of China. It is owned by a guy who works for the government of China. Because if you are there in China and you have a business, guess what? You work for the Chinese government.
Yeah. Don't be fucking ignorant, man. Just read. Just figure it out. This, you don't even have to fucking read. You can go on, you can Google it. Again, you can go and you can do your own fucking research. Every single company that is based in China works on behalf of the Chinese government.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, end of story.
That's what communism is, in case you were wondering.
Yes.
Like, read a fucking book, man.
Read a fucking book for once.
Jesus Christ. Just, you guys sound stupid when you're arguing.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the fuck is going on. Now, I get it. There's nuance here.
100%.
Sure, man. Whatever. Again, do I feel bad that Americans would have to figure out another way to make money? Sure, man. On some level, absolutely. I don't want to fucking lose my job. I get it.
Yeah.
But if that's the only place that you make money, that's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
Period. You have to have some diversity.
Yeah. And we've known about this TikTok ban for like a year now. That it's been on the legislation. So it's like,
fucking move over, man.
Yeah, do something.
And you're not doing it right if you don't have. You're not doing it right if you don't have people that are following on Instagram, X, or Facebook.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong.
You're not doing it right.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong.
Most people went to TikTok because they were expanding their footprint.
Because they found them on Facebook, Instagram,
right?
X.
Not the other way around.
Yeah.
People didn't go on TikTok because they couldn't get shit on Instagram. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't make that fucking argument. You guys are retarded.
Yeah.
Don't make it. I don't believe one fucking second of it.
Yep.
You know, Facebook and all those other ones were around way before TikTok. It's not like you blew up on TikTok. No, you blew up on Instagram and Facebook and you decided to move to TikTok.
I mean, I guess there is probably quite a few that blew up on TikTok after TikTok got huge. Sure. But you should then have been expanding to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube anyways.
They already had them.
Yeah.
Though. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, the way that... So, what TikTok does that no one else does, which I think is brilliant, if you look at the app, if you just... On face value. I'm not talking about who made it and who's taking all the fucking... Yeah. As soon as you open up TikTok,
straight to it.
It's just right there and you're running.
Yeah.
Like there is no bullshit. It is just like you are running.
Short form content.
Fantastic. It's fucking brilliant, dude. Like it is even more brilliant than Instagram.
And they make it really hard to navigate around it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you can't.
Like search somebody you want to see videos from. Yeah, it's not like super easy.
It's not easy. I mean, I've got it, unfortunately.
Oh, thanks.
It sucks. We're here. Yeah. I don't even know where it is. Anyway, but so Courtney used to send me TikTok videos all the time. I'm like, I can't watch these.
Yeah,
she's like,
why? Open it in TikTok, and it's I can't.
She's like, why? I'm like, because I don't have TikTok. She's like, why don't you have TikTok? I'm like, because I'm not a fucking Chinese conspirator. That's why.
Because I am not contributing to this.
Yeah. She's like, you're an idiot.
My phone's Chinese pure, baby.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that it's probably half made there.
100%.
This Korea's Samsung, man. It's Korea.
Yeah.
Japan.
China.
Overnight parts from Japan.
Don't you think that it's racist that you're saying that that COVID came from China? No, it's not racist at all. Well, why do you say it? Because it came from China. Still my favorite thing ever.
Well, I mean, it was also the dumbest question.
Because it came from China.
That's where it was. Yeah.
It's not racist at all. It came from China.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I think the only option here is, look, Either sell it to an American company or we're out, son. Ban it. Fuck it. I don't care.
Someone's going to make another one. It's not going to matter. They're just going to fucking erase.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Zuck and Elon are
later.
both fucking like ready to hit the launch button to the App Store with it. It'd be called like Talk Tick or something.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good. Or if it just goes away, people are gonna bitch about it for a while. They're gonna cry a bunch, and then they're just gonna be on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, Instagram has threads now, which is like,
I don't have that, but
well, like if you click on something on Instagram, it'll go to threads. I don't know if you've seen that. Like,
I mean, I've seen
if you're sliding through
up,
and you like see something, you're like, oh, click
which
on
is
that.
Basically like a tweet, right? Threads.
Yeah,
like
basically.
Like Twitter,
yeah.
X.
And I'm like, dude, like how much farther are we going here? But hey, man, I mean, look, Zuck's a brilliant motherfucker. Same with Elon.
Yeah.
Those two, if they wanted to, they could. If they wanted to, they could just get together and destroy TikTok. It's not that hard.
Yeah,
it really
100%.
isn't. Especially now with the, government could step in.
I mean, really,
just tear it
the
apart.
fucking the big dick move for all of them. I mean, they were all there at the inauguration. The ByteDance guy was there.
Yeah.
Like the big dick move would be for Bezos, Elon, and Zuck to just buy it together.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they? But China's not. The problem is
That'd be the best way for them to, because I mean, they're all coming. They're all coming to fucking bend the knee, right? I mean, that's the best way to do it, man.
The problem is they're not gonna. He's not gonna sell it.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Or it's gonna be he's gonna want $100 or like $100 billion for it or something.
Yeah. Well, they could do it.
They can do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The thing is, you don't give the price. Like you don't even give it out because 100% they will all come together and do it.
Yeah, I mean
because they have all that
Elon
money.
buying Twitter, like it was just a big dick move.
Yeah.
I don't care that it's $40 billion.
Yeah. I don't care.
I don't care that it's overpriced.
I'm a huge fan of what he said when he said that he told fucking Mark
Cuban?
Yeah, when he was like
When Mark Cuban said
Mark's
he's not
like,
even a good businessman, he overpaid like $30 million for $30 billion for Twitter. That's not what it was about.
and he was like or Mark Cuban was like, I'm not going to let Elon Musk buy MSNBC. I'll just buy it. And he goes, you don't have the money.
Yeah, you can afford it.
You can't afford it. Yeah. Don't say stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
That really reminded me of that scene in the what the hell is that guy that did like Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare for Tim Burton? His Batman. Remember when George Clooney was Batman?
Oh, absolutely.
And him and Robin were bidding on Poison Ivy. Mm-hmm. And they're like bidding. And then Robin makes a bid and he says, you can't afford it. And then he pulls out a fucking American Express with the bat symbol on it. Batman buys it. It's great. That's exactly what that was.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Daddy song. Daddy song. That's all I'm saying. Daddy song.
All right, guys. We're going to get on.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week. We have more things to talk about since...
a lot.
We had a lot.
Yeah.
Next week will be pretty random. This was all kind of like... kind of all flowed together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like legislation and stuff.
Yeah. We'll be a bit of that, too, in the next one.
Yeah, 100%.
But, all right. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
See ya.